Everything I do challenges the status quo of being a voiceover and the arbitrary gatekeeper rules of who can be successful and why. I do this by ignoring what the powers that be say is acceptable in marketing, in pricing, and where I choose to get my freaking work, and if I can even create my own demo or not. I show voiceover artists how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. Want to learn? Voiceover artist, how to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. Good Monday morning, everyone. It is going to be an amazing day, and it's all going to be determined by what you are willing to do. This episode of In the Booth with Earl Hall, I believe, is going to change the way you think about everything. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. I don't know why I turned that off, but I somehow managed to turn it off. And, well, anyway, we're here. So you didn't get to see my cool intro, but you get to see my happy face on this great Monday morning. Wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you're tuned in from, go ahead and put in your name and let me know where you're from. Love talking to you guys. Love giving you shout outs and everything else. Whether you're tuned in on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I forgot? I forgot my folks over on Instagram. Wait a minute. I've got to bring them in here. Start video. Okay, now I can't believe I forgot. I literally just forgot. So, at any rate, I I apologize to all my folks over on Instagram. I'm just starting. Thanks so much for being here this Monday morning. Monday for me is, hey, what's up, Ryan? Good morning, guy. Monday for me is probably it's the most anxious day of the week that I have. And I mean, as being someone that comes to you guys Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm here for the voiceover artist that is looking to start, build, and grow a successful voiceover career. That's my whole reason for being. It's my whole reason for doing what it is that I do. And I think there needs to be a fundamental shift. And as I was saying, Monday, I'm always anxious on Monday. I'm one of those guys, I can't not work on the weekend. I can't not do something in regards to voiceover or something on social media, because this is literally what I love to do. It's what I love to do every single day. Already this morning, okay, it's 10 o'clock Central where I am in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now. And I've done a project for two projects for two different clients already this morning. And on the weekends, it's like everything slows down and I'm anxious and I'm ready to go. Sunday night, I'm especially even more anxious because I'm ready to get this thing rocking and rolling. So many people I know dread Mondays. Monday is like Super Bowl time for me. Monday is like ready to go. And Saturday and Sunday is prep for the main game. That's really what it is all through the week. When I start hitting Friday, I'm like, oh, it's about to slow down again. I'm going to have to figure out some things to do. Hey, what's up, Shelly? Jimmy, what's up? Folks, let's check out folks on Facebook. Hey, everyone. Sam Williamson VO over on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Willie Johnson, what's up? In Detroit. And okay, that's over on Facebook. Hey, thank you guys for being here. So now, what is your Friday and your Sunday night like? Is Sunday night like your, I gotta get ready to go do this thing again? You know what I mean? Or are you actually really gearing up and getting ready to go? Because depending on how you look at certain things is going to determine a bunch of the outcome. So you guys know, I mean, if you've seen any of my posts over the weekend, which was probably late last night, where I really came up with, well, didn't come up with, but it was in my mind, I wanted to talk about some things. I've been reading this book, and it's been a long time coming, probably, that I should have just read this book. I found this video on YouTube probably a little bit over a year ago by this fellow named Simon Sinek. Simon, last name spelled S-I-N-E-K. And he talks about your why. Why is it that you do the certain things that you do? Why is it that, let's just be honest, why do you want to be a voiceover? That's really it. And so I started looking into this book. Well, it was an audiobook, so I'm listening as I'm doing some things. And I found I can really multitask a lot if I've got an audiobook in and I'm doing something else. And like I can do like 2-3 things at once. If you guys missed the episode last week where we talked about Limitless, and oh my gosh. What's up, Carlos? Over on YouTube. Yep, over on YouTube. I talked a little bit about Limitless the other day. If you don't know the movie, I would definitely suggest that you check out the movie Limitless, and I'll tell you why. It talks about this. It's a movie that talks about this pill that you can take to enhance everything it is that you do. You become super smart. You become the smartest person on the planet. All this and that. And what happened was, I had a speaker come on with my private Facebook group for VoiceOver Fast Track. And he is a literal genius. He does a lot of work in the medical industry. He's a consultant in the medical industry. He's a consultant in the oil gas industry. He talks to high-level government officials. He's a multimillionaire, genius. And he came on talking, and I was making a joke. I started making a joke. And I asked him on the interview, I said, have you ever seen the movie Limitless? And he just starts kind of giggling and chuckling. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, Earl, no, that's what we do in the industry that I have. I'm like, so my jaw is hitting the floor, right? Because I'm waiting for my NZT pill, so that I can become limitless. If you haven't seen the movie, you're just not going to get it. But it is a very intense, a very good movie to watch. Get it, pull it up on Netflix. It's right there. And you can take a look at it. And even there's a series, television series that came out after, which is a very good series that I actually just finished watching last night, pretty late. But at any rate, there are things that all of us can do starting now in order to change the direction, the trajectory of where it is that we're going with everything it is that we're doing. And so when I combine what I, learned about Limitless and combine what I'm learning with all this different marketing information and discovering your why, I wrote in the post, if you didn't see it on Facebook, it's actually in the YouTube description as well. I know and it's also in my latest post. It's in my Insta story for you folks on Instagram. And I also posted it on my wall on Instagram, and it's on Facebook as well. And I asked a series of questions, basically. Why should anyone hire you for voiceover? There is a fundamental question that needs to be answered by each of us as individuals. Why is it that we do what we do? Why is it that we do what we do? When you look at most marketing that's out here, and all of us are obviously in the business of trying to get clients, and you know that I say your number one job as a voiceover artist is to get more clients. What's up, JBK Voice Talent on Instagram, and Akil Mazumder, I think is right. All right, over there on Instagram. The number one thing that you need to do as a voiceover artist is get clients. There is no bigger task, there is no bigger job, there is nothing more important than you being able to have the skills to acquire clients. Because if you cannot acquire clients, you are not in business. I don't care how great your voice is. I don't care how much your mom tells you, oh honey, you should do this, you have a great voice. I don't care how much you spend on your microphone or microphones, your software, how much money you spend on coaching or anything else, how good of a web developer you are, or whatever, a Adobe Audition or whatever, Pro Tools God, if you can't sell your services, you're not in business. It's just that simple. And so the first question that you have to ask yourself in all of this is, why should anyone hire you for voiceover? That's a question. Along with that, okay, why do you want to do VO? That's a question. Have you thought about that? Is it something that you've even considered in regards to why it is that you're building what it is that you're building? One of the amazing things that I've learned over the past couple of years that I've been doing this, in particularly the past 6 to 8 months, is really focusing in and narrowing in on the why. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Whether it's with this, live streams that I do every day, the YouTube videos, the Instagram, Facebook, and all that, the groups that I've started, I know what my why is. You hear my why in the commercial for what it is that I do. You hear that. You know that commercial is just kind of black and white, and it's me, and it's focusing in on my face and coming close, close, close. That's my why. You want to know the why, my why for doing this? You know that because of what you see me do every day. And I explain it and all of that. In voiceover, there's a why as well. But there's a problem with so many voiceover artists that come into this. Being a voiceover is one of those things that, I mean, pretty much anyone thinks they can do. And The ironic thing is that anyone can do it if you have the talent and if you're willing to do the work. The thing about why should anyone hire you specifically, the way that most voiceover artists or anyone that's starting a company or business or anything, they make so many different mistakes because they become a commodity. Most, I would say 90%, 99% probably, of voiceover artists are commodities. People can hire anyone to do this. Anyone. And the way that, or the reason that so many voiceover artists become commodities is because they don't understand their why. They don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. So in the lesson that Simon Sinek taught, he said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And he used Apple as an example. He used the Wright brothers as an example. He used Martin Luther King as an example. And people pretty much know what it is that they do. You're a voiceover artist. That's what you do. You know how you do it. You buy a microphone, you buy some software, and you maybe get a little bit of coaching, and you learn some audio production, some basics, and that's how you do what it is that you do. You know what you do. You have no problem describing that. You know how you do it. There's no problem describing that. But why you do what you do, therein lies the rub. Quite frankly, therein lies the rub. Basically, with the example that he used, and I highly encourage you, you can actually do a search on YouTube for Simon Sinek, and there's or actually go to TED Talk. There's a TED Talk that he did, and you can see this on YouTube as well. If you just do a search for Simon Sinek TED Talk, and that's Simon, last name Sinek, S-I-N-E-K, TED Talk. One of the most popular TED Talks that is out there, actually. And it's one of the reasons that sparked me to purchase the audiobook yesterday, which I'm halfway done listening to now. I'll probably finish it out by the evening as I'm doing some other things today. But in that, he talks about the way that Apple, hey, good morning, what's up, Kevin? Over there on YouTube, thanks for coming in this morning. He says, one branding question for later. Not a problem, Kevin. I'll be taking questions after I'm done my diatribe, I guess, this morning. There's a circle. He calls the golden circle. And he explains that there's a way that people do marketing that's from the outside in that does not work. And there's a way that Apple and different companies understand their why. They understand the reason why they do what they do. They are able to develop a cult-like following. And you guys know, Apple folks are crazy. Some of you are on here right now on your Mac or your iPhone, and you will never use an Android device. You will, I mean, when you understand the cultish or cultic, whatever word that should be, response that Apple users have to their products, they use everything that's Apple. They don't deviate from that. They're even willing to pay more for an Apple product than they are for anything else. They're willing to stand in line for days when the new phone comes out. Do you remember those times where they did that? Now, here's an example. And again, I encourage you, because I'm going to probably butcher this in regards to explaining what Simon Sinek said. And I want you to get it from the horse's mouth. So I want you to make sure that after this, you go and you look up Simon Sinek and you listen to some of the things that he's saying. I would even encourage you to purchase his book. With that, I may put a link in the description, but you'll be able to find it. Whatever. I was getting ready to pull it up on my phone, but you guys on Instagram are watching me, so I can't pull it up on my phone. Which is not an iPhone, by the way. I'm a Samsung junkie. I love Samsung. Okay, said it. Basically, your average marketing basically sounds like this. If Apple was an average marketer, their marketing would sound something like this. We make computers. They're beautifully designed, easy to use. Want to buy one? You know, that's kind of how it is. You know what they do. You know how they do it. But you don't know the why. The way that Apple does the why in all of its marketing, and I know that I can't remember exactly how Simon Sinek phrased this, but you can look at that. And even if you look at my commercial, I phrased and formed my commercial on what Simon Sinek said, and used my why in that because it absolutely described, and it took me a couple of days to come up with all of this as far as my why goes for what I do here. I also have a why for what I do in voiceover, and all of that is about to change and come into play with some of the marketing that I do. But when you understand your why and how Simon Sinek explains it, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And explaining how Apple has a cultic following, cult-like, there it is, a cult-like following from its followers, a loyalty from the people that buy their products. Regardless of price, you can get any computer. I mean, a computer is a computer. Apple has the access to the same engineers, the same media, the same everything that every other computer company has, but they charge more for their products because they know who it is that they're marketing to, and they know why, and they market to those people specifically. Most people in voiceover, you have no why. You just want to get voiceover work. This is why most voiceover artists are commodities, because there is no why. People don't know why you do what you do. And there's a direct connect with you discovering your why and you being able to produce marketing that kicks ass. It's just that simple. When you discover your why behind something, it changes the game for everything. First of all, you not only have, you hear people talk about an elevator pitch or a mission statement or whatever. Your why is your guiding principle for everything that you do. It's your guiding principle behind the type of voiceover work that you take. It's the guiding principle behind the types of clients that you go after. And it's also the reason why you would be able to command a higher price for what it is that you do so that you do not become a commodity. One of the dangers in the price game, and a lot of voiceover artists play this game, it's the price game. Once you start, let me just say this, it's not only the price game, it's the discount game, it's the promos game, it's the, reduced price for a limited time. It's all of those things that are manipulations, by the way, that I even have to, after all of these years that I've been in internet marketing, I have to get away from. You're going to see a fundamental shift in the way that I advertise what it is that I do in voiceover and with these that I do here on YouTube, these trainings that I do on YouTube, and with the classes that I teach as well in my paid private group, because I understand a lot of things that we do in marketing is based in manipulation. And it's the subtle things, it's the small things. But anyway, back to what I was saying. We could talk about that another time. In order for you not to become a commodity, the price game has to be eliminated from everything it is that you're doing. Hey, Katia, the price game has to be eliminated from what it is that you're doing if you do not want to be considered a commodity. Now, with all of that being said, there's a couple of things that go along with this as far as not playing the price game. Because once you start playing the price game and trying to undercut and underbid everyone, you instantly kill yourself. And every time you attempt to do something, you will continue to play the price game. And you will continue to underprice yourself with everything it is that you do. This is why companies like General Motors failed or have failed, or they went under, or with the big crash and everything that came about. When you understand that General Motors hooked us on the cashback game. And the reason why they started playing the cashback game is because they didn't understand how Japan started to beat them in automotive sales. For a long time, GM, there was no one that could touch them in this country. But back in the 80s, when the Japanese cars start coming in mass, and particularly now, and the number one car is in the country is a Toyota, it kind of makes some difference. And what they did in order to try and reclaim what it is that they were doing is they started offering all of us cash back, $700 cash back, $1,200 cash back. And what they realized is that they created a bunch of junkies in us. And many other companies followed this same thing. All of us are looking for the deal. All of us are looking for the hookup. All of us are looking for the lowest price. And Walmart has suffered from this as well, and suffered scandal because of the price war, the price game, and being so focused in on price. Apple, by the way, has not played this game ever. And so with this, when you start lowering your price for everything in order, thinking that that's going to be the thing, because that's what we've been programmed over the past 20 years to want to play this price game. But when you're able to develop a loyal following of customers and clients because of your why, because of the reason why you do something. And the only reason you're going to discover the why is you're going to have to do some study. You're going to have to do some study. Running a voiceover business is not about the press and play button. It's not about pressing a button. And I think that's how a lot of people see, and why a lot of people buy certain coaching or certain things like that. If I press this button, I'm going to just instantly get it. And one of the biggest issues that I think voiceover artists have is, one, it's ignorance, and not ignorance in a bad way. It's just ignorance that you don't know. You don't know there are certain things that you can do. There are certain things that you need to do in order to be successful in this game called voiceover. And it's not about more voiceover classes. I dare say any of you that has purchased anyone's course in voiceover have a very good knowledge base of what it is to do voiceover. Whether it's voiceover coaching from a voice standpoint as far as how to deliver a script, or whether it's marketing things or how to use different tools that are out there to help you in voiceover. The thing that you don't have, which is the disconnect behind everything it is that you do, is that you don't have a why. There's not a why that you have that can move people to action. Why do people do or buy Apple products, regardless of how much they cost? Why do even PC users covet a MacBook? Why do we do these things? It's because Apple understands its why. And again, you've got to go look at this video by Simon Sinek, his TED Talk, because you'll get a better perspective of where it is that I'm coming from and an understanding of what it is that you probably need to do. Again, most voiceover artists, most 99.9% don't understand a why. They believe that it is because of their great voice or because of the great microphone or whatever it is that they have in their possession that is the reason why or why not they become successful. And the reason why you're going to become successful are a couple of different reasons. Once you discover and start looking into what is your why and what it is that you do, you're going to be able to sell more. You're going to be able to attract a specific type of client because they're going to have that same value system, because the why expresses the value system that you have and what it is that you do. You'll understand the words to use in your marketing that aren't deceptive, that aren't a reason to give a discount, because there is no reason to give a discount. Your services are what they are, and this is what it is that you charge. And there's a couple of steps to get there. These are some of the things that are the deeper issues behind voiceover artists making it or breaking it in so many different circumstances. Sure, there's a luck factor, there's our being in the right place at the right time factor. All of those things come into play from time to time. But if you really want to grow a successful voiceover business, it's about your business acumen that's going to matter. It's about you being able to define what it is, more importantly, why it is that you do what you do. It's beyond the microphone. It is so much more about you than you realize. It's a lot more about understanding more about yourself and who it is that you are and bringing that to the table, letting it shine through and giving you your reason why. I'm going to be talking about this in depth, more in depth than I'm talking about it here in my private class voiceover fast track. And let me just say this, because all of my marketing around that is about to change within the next 7 days. Working with my crew and coming up with some new marketing videos, new things to say in regards to, again, my why. Because I understand I've used deceptive type practices, because this is what we've all been taught over the years. And those deceptive type practices, and here's what I'll explain. Here's a deception. For the next 3 days, only this many people are going to be able to get into this course, or this PDF file is only available for the next 24 hours. Those are deceptions because we live in a digital age. Why is it going away? What's happening to the PDF that it's not going to be available in 3 days? Doesn't make sense, right? But it's a deception that happens. The countdown clock, giving people a certain amount of time to get in before some sort of deal is done. All of these things, many of us as marketers have been taught to do. So even that isn't a bad thing in regards to most of us are just doing what we have seen or been taught to do. The same thing in our voiceover careers. This is why I'm such a rebel. This is why I've disrupted the voiceover industry. And many people don't like it that I've disrupted it this much, because I talk from a real perspective and I deal only in what works. And when I understand that something works, that is what I do. And when I started discovering my why, I do the certain things that I do, and helped firmly solidify that on paper, why it is that I do what I do, a lot of things started changing for me. And I've just discovered more about this, so more is going to be changing. So in VoiceOver Fast Track, which is the paid private group that I have, it's one of the things that I'm going to be definitely changing a bit. And here's the other thing too, and I'm going to say this as plainly as I can say this. And I guess this could be this is what a deception would be like. Exactly what it is that I'm about to say. But this, in this particular case, isn't a marketing ploy at all. But this is what I have to say. Since I started VoiceOver Fast Track, it's I've always given away 30 days for free. That's called a deception. You want to get people in, and then you want to make them start paying or whatever. It's a little bit of a deception in there. And I don't want to have any deception in my marketing. So over the course of the next 7 days, I'll be changing all of that. VoiceOver Fast Track won't be 30 days free anymore, because if what I do works, then it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. So I don't want to give a deceptive thing at all. I don't want to give any deception at all about what it is that I do, and in particularly why I do what I do. VoiceOver Fast Track has grown to a very special group of people that are achieving success, that are on the path to achieving success. And also some of the people in that group are doing absolutely nothing to achieve success. And they won't, because there is no effort put into it. The thing about anything that you purchase online, a course or whatever, is that the information is usually very good, but the implementation part of it is horrible from your standpoint, from the purchaser. From your standpoint, if you do nothing with the information that you have, nothing will happen. So I don't care what the course is that you've purchased, there's some success principles that you've already learned, that you already have access to, that you have not implemented appropriately. And these are the things that we deal with in VoiceOver Fast Track to make sure that you do the things that you ought to do in order to become successful. So a lot of things are going to change for me, and I would hope that a lot of things would start changing for you. I'm hoping that something that I've said in this live stream this morning, this Monday morning, is going to spark you to take some action. Is going to spark you to take some action in regards to discovering that it's not all about your technical ability or your ability to lay down your voice, read a script, use your software. Your success is not hinged on that, because anyone can do that. And that's why so many voiceover artists are commodities. What is going to hinge your success, or what your success is hinged on, is your ability to know yourself, your ability to drive yourself, your ability to be the business person that you ought to be, and do the things in the right way at the right time in the right order that should be done. Don't commoditize yourself. One of the main reasons, as I close out, and if you've got questions, I knew someone had a question earlier, now's the time to ask the question because I'm about to close out. Most voiceover artists are commodities because they want to be a jack of all trades. They want to do everything in voiceover. Someone asks them what they do. Oh, I can do anything. Oh, can you do a commercial? Yeah, Yeah. Can you explain the videos? Oh, absolutely. Can you do movie trailers? Yeah, I can do all of that. Yeah. Audiobooks? Oh man, I do audio. I can do audiobooks, no problem. You know, you're a commodity. This is a warning. If you do not specialize in one thing, you are a commodity. It's that simple. Your voice does not make you special. There are too many of us out here. Someone else sounds just like you, or can sound just like you, because they know how to change their voice into a character. The only thing that will be your saving grace in any business, in particular in voiceover, is picking a genre or niche to specialize in. That is what will set you apart, along with your why. And your why will dictate what kind of voiceover you do, and your why will dictate what kind of clients you go after. It's going to make the difference. I know it does. All right, I'm waiting and I'm looking for questions. I know someone said they had a question earlier. I'm about to go offline, so I'm going to do a little refresh here. Michael, thank you so much, says over on Instagram, that's true for everyone. Implementation, absolutely. Execution, it's all about the execution. Let's see, what do we got? Willie, yes, on Facebook. That's me saying good morning. Okay, all right, we got one question here that I will take over on YouTube. Kevin says, I've been looking to create a brand for myself, and I want to find resources to create a good brand. That's a lot to keep track of, such as color, logos, and more. And there are any good resources for this? All right, let me say this, Kevin, and thank you for your comment. You say this video has been great, by the way. Earl, thank you. I think I can tell by your question, you are stressing over the wrong freaking thing. It is not about the color. It's not about the logo. It's just not. So hire anyone to do that. It's not about any of that. The thing that is the most important thing, and that will probably drive all of the things that you're talking about, is discovering your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because people don't buy what you do, as Simon Sinek says. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. People don't buy Apple products because they make computers. They buy Apple products for a specific reason. It's because of Apple's why. And this is why I want you to go watch that video on YouTube, Simon Sinek, TED Talk. The colors and everything will come. But until you develop the message first, until you develop the why first, none of that other stuff matters. None of your other marketing, your website, who hosts it, who develops your logo, what colors are in your logo, with all the psychological stuff that people talk about, colors and everything else inside of logos. None of that other stuff will matter without you first discovering your why. If you want to be a commodity, go ahead and make your logo, go ahead and make your website, go ahead and have someone do the copy on your website without discovering your why, and you'll stay a commodity. You'll stay where you are longer, much longer, maybe forever, and never rise above where you are right now today. Because it's not about, if I can say anything, it is not about your freaking logo. I've been doing this for over a decade. I just came up with my logo for Earl Hall Studio this year. Literally this year, after a decade. This year was the first year I got business cards developed. Because, and everyone thinks that these little things, and this is the thing, everybody thinks these little things are it as far as the reason why. And the only reason people think things like a website or a business card or a logo make a difference is because that's all they can think of to make a difference. But it's not. It's about your why. That is it. Once you discover your why, and you can explain that and express that in a way that matters, it will make all the difference in the world. It's discovering your why. That's it. Kevin says it's pulled up, ready to watch now. Okay, awesome. Sandy says over on Facebook, hey Sandy, would you mind writing that video, please, so I can be sure it's the right spelling? Sure, I'm going to put this over on Facebook. His name is Simon Sinek. There. And I will post it over on YouTube as well, just so you can get the name right, just to make sure. So let me go over to YouTube here. Simon Sinek. That is his name. You want to make sure that you're watching the TED Talk. That is, you know what? Hold on. Let me pourvu. I will share my screen, and I will show you the video to watch. How about that? We have technology here. Okay, so I'm looking up Simon Sinek. There it is. You can see I've watched it. Simon Sinek TED Talk. And the one you want to watch is this. It's an 18-minute, 2-second video. Simon, Start with Why. How Great Leaders Inspire Action. This video, if you have not watched it, I'm telling you right now, it will change your life. I'm telling you right now, it will change your life. So it's this video here, Start with Why. How Great Leaders Inspire Action by Simon Sinek. So, and you can see the what I put in the search right there. So now everyone knows exactly where to go with all of that. I hope everyone saw that. Did that come across appropriately? Did everyone did everyone see that screen share? Let me just double check. I'm not sure. I've changed something in my studio mode here. So let me just go back into the window capture again and just make sure. Okay, there it is. I know you can see it now. Simon Sinek TED Talk. It's the second video that says Start with Why. That's basically it. Start with Why. How Great Leaders Inspire Action. So that's what you want to be looking at. This video right here with Simon Sinek in it, the one that's moving on screen now. Okay. All right. And let me transition this out. Okay. Couldn't see it. Yeah, with the software that I used, and I'm sorry you folks over on Instagram weren't able to see that. But this is why all you folks on Instagram, you need to follow me on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Everyone that's watching me on YouTube, I'm pretty sure you're probably subscribed to my channel. If you're not, make sure that you do, because when you are subscribed, you get instant notification when I go live or when I upload a video for YouTube. You're just instantly notified. All of you that are watching on Instagram, thank you so much. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's simply youtube.com/Earl Hall Studio. It'll take you right there, and you'll be able to see all of these videos. Excuse me. Even the folks over on Facebook, I definitely would appreciate. Thank you for following me on Facebook, but YouTube is the place to be. I'm just completely, honestly, just being serious about that. It's on YouTube is, I believe, going to be the best experience. The other thing coming up this week, you guys know I've been struggling with my internet connection and with my upload speed and the choppiness of the videos from time to time. This Thursday, they will be coming to install my business class. Just super high speed internet connection. So I'm looking forward to that. I just hope they come way before I do my live stream on Thursday. But knowing luck, they'll probably come right when I'm supposed to go live. So we definitely will see that. I hope this has been useful for you. There's a lot that I'll be just talking about this week on business matters, because I believe it's so much. And if I start talking, I'm going to continue talking for another hour. And I've got some voiceover work I need to do today. So thank you once again for being here on the live stream. It definitely means a lot to me that you've chosen to spend this time with me. I know there's other places that you can be. I know that there are other things that you can be doing. And the goal is not to have you here every day. The goal is to have you here for a period of time that you just get what it is that you're supposed to get and you move on and go. So you don't have to watch me every day. That's the goal. The goal is not to lock you into watching me every day or to stay in any of my trainings or anything like that forever. The goal is to get you what you need, to get you going and get you moving. And once you do that, it's time for you to jump out and leave the nest and fly. And so that's my goal. I've named my big goal for 2018. My goal for 2018 is to help 100 voiceover artists do this full time. That's my goal. That's my stated goal. That's what I intend to do. And so that's what will be done. Will one of them be you? I don't know, but that's my goal. So you guys have a great Monday. Make sure that if you have not subscribed to me on YouTube, make sure that you do. I definitely would appreciate that. And share my videos, the ones that make sense to you to share. I would definitely appreciate that. Please give this video a thumbs up. On Facebook, give me a like. On YouTube, a thumbs up. A heart or something would be great. On Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, please like, share, all that good stuff. I definitely appreciate all of that from all of you. I will be back here on tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, bright and early. Check out the website, stepstovoiceoversuccess.com. And I've got a link probably in the description to one of my newest offers in regards to a long training that I did on email marketing that is kick-ass. You may want to check that out in the description below or above, wherever you're watching this. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. See you guys on Instagram. Thanks for being